It's a natural evolution of the service, especially if customers have both Mist and Apstra. It gives you end-to-end visibility from client all the way through to data center or cloud if we plug into the cloud providers as well. And it's a very natural, easy extension to understand what's happening in the network.
My name is Jason Hammond. I'm a data center specialist at Juniper Networks, and I'm joined today by Nathan Booth from Atos, and we're going to be talking about the journey of Atos and the data center exploration you guys have been on. So Nathan, first of all, thank you for joining me today.
No problem.
And can you just run me through very briefly for the audience what Atos does, what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so Atos are trying to help customers with their challenges around migration to cloud. The hybrid cloud continuum is a problem that lots of customers take issue with and have problems with the challenges. So from a both professional services and a managed services perspective, we manage and help customers on that journey to cloud, be it hybrid cloud or anything in between.
And with that strategy around private cloud and hybrid cloud, what's your stance on data centers? What's your strategy around data centers to support those customers?
So Atos has a lot of data centers globally, and we're looking to consolidate where possible and help customers migrate to hybrid cloud infrastructure if possible, so to the public hyperscalers where they need to, or we're very cognizant as well of lots of sovereignty requirements for customers that are ever emerging with regulations and changes in the industry that are happening. So we're looking for cloud-like agility inside our own data centers and customers' own data centers where we help them on their journey.
Got it. That makes lots of sense, and I know that'll ring true with a lot of customers that I speak to as well, which is really refreshing. I know that you guys use our Apstra product in your data center for a variety of use cases. What made Atos go down the route of controller architectures to support the DC? What drove that decision point originally?
Yes, so we've been global partners with Juniper for over 10 years now, and we've evolved and developed our capabilities around Juniper over that time, going through configuring everything manually, through to manual automations with things like Ansible, and then we've made the more recent step to Apstra, to the controller-based, mostly to reduce the complexity and challenges we have operationally with staff, allowing juniorization of people that are managing and maintaining the network, and really simplifying that very complex troubleshooting that can take place with a complicated data center fabric in the modern day.
Based on the size and scale of Atos as an organization, I can imagine it's a monumental effort to ensure reliability for those customers. How do you guys as a team approach that? Because I can imagine it's not an easy feat to ensure reliability for so many different customers.
Yeah, so currently we have around 26 deployments of Apstra globally. So that number is ever increasing as we move forward, and we try to manage those out of our global delivery centers if possible. But some of those deployments are also for individual customers, and we look to use the API native integrations available from Apstra to plug into our tools or customers' own tools such as ServiceNow to ensure service reliability and get that real visibility and understand if there is a problem on the network or not. And if there is a problem, really focus down very quickly to understand and fix it, because it can be very mission critical to try and fix the data center network as soon as possible. And if you're there trawling through logs, trying to interpret very complex configuration code on a switch or a data center device, it can be very time and labor and expensive resource intensive. So the quicker and easier we can get to a position where we have a mean time to innocence for the network, the better for us.
I like that mean time to innocence. I'm hearing that more and more. It used to be mean time to resolution. Yeah. From a network perspective, it's obviously becoming more apparent that it's not always the network's fault. I'm keen to understand, I mean, that's a troubleshooting aspect of keeping things going well in the data center. For your team in terms of changes, the moves, adds, changes, decommissions, life cycling devices, upgrades, that kind of stuff. How do you approach that as a team? Because I can imagine feeding and watering these data centers is quite cumbersome as well.
Yes, it's quite complex, and there's a large estate, as I've mentioned, and trying to keep just the software up to date has been challenging previously, but a lot of that's more automated with the validations that automations have occurred. Things like expanding a data center network traditionally, even with Juniper technologies, with VCF, was very fraught and challenging. We had to often engage Juniper directly to help us with those opportunities. But now we can very much self-service, buy some switches, plug them in, zero-touch provision them, onboard them into the fabric. Hey presto, ready to go. We've got a data center network. So moves, adds and changes has been dramatically simplified.
That's great news, because that day two operations, moves, adds and changes, and keeping everything fed and watered and online is something that saps a great deal of time from customers when the network wasn't built with that in mind. So it's good. It's good to hear that you guys are feeling positive about that update to the network. I'm interested to see that. So we've recently announced that we've got an integration between Apstra on-premise and the Mist cloud to do more of this virtual network assistance to give you AI ops, amongst other things, around your data center network. Is that next for you guys? Is that something on the agenda? Is that something you were looking to do?
Yeah, so it's a natural evolution of the service, especially if customers have both Mist and Apstra. It gives you end-to-end visibility from client all the way through to data center or cloud if we plug into the cloud providers as well. And it's a very natural, easy extension to understand what's happening in the network and leveraging the power of flexible AI in the cloud to help give us that data science and data intelligence, what's happening in the network. It's not really feasible to have a full AI engine running locally in a data center just to analyze a data center network for a single customer or an end user like Atos. But if we can leverage the Apstra cloud and the Mist capabilities to fill that gap for us, it's a no-brainer essentially to turn on those features and get the impact and understand what's actually happening on the network and other people's networks potentially, because the pool of data available for the AI engine can come from multiple Apstra instances and not just limited to our own estate.
Yeah, pooling intelligence across networks seems like a new novel concept. It seems to be a very logical concept to me, and a lot of my customers find that to be a good idea as well moving forwards. So we've talked about the integration with our AI operations in the cloud to give you the simplicity of minding your own data centers, kind of for your customers moving forwards. But in terms of doing AI, because there's a big difference between networking for AI and AI applied to networking. Are you dabbling with AI internally in Atos? Are you looking to offer that as a service to customers or to invest in that yourselves?
Yeah, so at the moment in time, most of our AI investment is around looking to add value to existing AI services from the hyperscalers. That's a logical decision at the moment as the use cases for AI develop. However, we will look at Apstra for deploying fabrics for customers in future. I think it's going to happen, especially from a sovereignty perspective, as we're a very European-centric company, to understand where customers have a need and requirements for on-prem AI, that we can step in and help them with that journey to build an AI network. And Apstra can underpin the ability to deliver that network for them, because the paradigms and whole topology of an AI network for inference and developing models and running models is completely different to the existing data center networks we run at the moment. So it should hopefully allow us to leverage our data center assets that we have and couple those with the ability to run AI models inside our data centers in future, hopefully.
Yeah, and that sounds like a dream come true, to be able to do a new line of business doing AI networking for customers alongside the traditional data center business you have for private and hybrid cloud, using the same software across the top to be able to offer that holistic view to your engineers to look after different customers and different use cases. Seems like a good next step and a next evolution of that platform.
Yeah, it's a logical extension, and it benefits from all the R&D and development and co-development work we've done with Juniper over the last 10 years and just built upon top of that. So that's beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So it's been great today to understand what you're currently doing for customers and how our solution is currently helping you to achieve that for customers. Where do you see us going next? Where's this road lead to next?
Yeah, so we're excited to carry on the journey. It's been just over 10 years with Juniper so far, and I hope there's many more years of a successful partnership between the two of us. We have a real opportunity to help customers expand and understand their business requirements and get user experience at the center of how the networks are able to help customers with their challenges around the networking and their wider IT businesses. So really happy and pleased to continue working with Juniper.
So thank you very much for your time today. It's been very informative to hear how Atos is looking after its data center customers and how you're using our technology to support those customers. So I'd like to thank you for your time, and I will speak to you again very, very soon.
No problem. It's been a pleasure.